basically what we do is we have 5 functions. We look after research and development with a technical transfer arm to that. We have a function called market access and market development, and that's really about working with government to open up new markets. Market development side is a little bit of promotional work in the markets. We attend Fruit Logistica and Asia Fruit Logistica every year, and we do that. And we have information management where we get market intelligence, competitor intelligence, and seasonal statistics. So every year we put out across the season weekly stats so that you can see what's been harvested per year, what's moving, what markets the product is going to. And then we also, obviously we collect the levy, which is a regulated income. And then we have transformation, which is really important to our industry. And I'm quite excited to say that we've had a lot of success in that area. I would like to think that ultimately the overall objective of SATI is a market access one. Because at the end of the day, you can grow everything and harvest everything, but if you haven't got a market for it, it's pointless. So from SATI's perspective, our overarching strategic intent is to diversify markets. So everything we do is in line with that objective. So all of our other functions sort of flow into market access.
What percentage of your marketing, sales, etc. take place in South Africa, and what percentage take place overseas, and where overseas?
Well, probably about 92% of all of the table grape product is exported, and 8% is sold internally through wholesale markets. We have a growing direct sales from the retailers. It always used to be via agents, but today it's through directly to retailer. But our main markets, 80% at one stage was going to the Europe and to UK. We now got that down to 77%, which was one of my tasks, was to remove about 20% of the product from the European and UK markets and move it, diversify into other markets. We now going to China, the Far East. We sell a little bit into India. We actually sell to a huge amount of markets. We don't think we do, but we do. We sell to America, Middle East. So the regions we're selling into currently is North America, Europe, UK, Middle East, and Far East, and Asia.
Let's move to the domestic market now. One often hears, and you hear it in the marketplace, you hear it in the shops, you hear it at home, people saying, oh, but all the best stuff gets exported overseas and we end up with all the rubbish in this country. And that is a very relevant point. What's your comment on that?
I think that's been very true in the past. I think that the domestic market has really been a place for the grapes that didn't make it for export, certainly in table grapes and in other fruit products. What has happened is that as the domestic market has grown and become able to support the prices that are required, because it's expensive to grow fruit and grapes, you know, to comply with food safety and all that. And the domestic market wasn't able to support that. So one couldn't put an expensive product into the market, a good quality product. But what we're seeing is, as the domestic market's growing, able to do that, there is better product going into the market. We now also have new standards for local market. And I think we're also able now to control the imports, because it wasn't just local production that wasn't really meeting the standards. We also had imported product that didn't meet the standards.
Let me just stop you there. How much grape product is imported into South Africa, and where does it come from?
Oh, now you're asking me. I can't give you the exact percentage off the top of my head, but certainly we're getting grapes from Egypt, grapes from Spain. Those are the two major countries that sell to us.
I'm shocked. I thought we produced enough grapes in this country, we wouldn't need to import.
Well, remember that the consumer, South African consumers are reaching, I don't know if you, more sophisticated consumers in that they're demanding the same product throughout the year. And remember that table grapes and fruit are seasonal. So Egypt and Spain are counter-seasonal to us. So we are currently bringing grapes in out of season to meet the demand of all year round.
Is that a two-way trade? We do the same for them?
Yes. Yes. We sell grapes into Europe and they're off season. The difficulty we have is when our seasons cross. But that's normally only in the early stages of November. It might have been a late season in Europe.
It appears to me, going back to the marketing, that it's very important that marketing takes place on behalf of table grapes as well. Yet the public never hears of your organisation. It's known within the agricultural industry, but it's certainly not. If one goes to Woolworths, Checkers, Pick n Pay, or any of those large stores, you never see stamped on there, this is a SATI product.
Well, I think we're not allowed to do that.
Why?
Well, first of all, if you go back, we've always been an export-oriented association. So our levies, our income came from exports. It never came from local. Only recently have we been involved in the local market because of the growing demand and an alternate market to the export because of the downturn in the economy in Europe and that. But also because SATI is not allowed to promote itself to the consumer. There's a lot of brands in South Africa, branded product, and the producers produce their own grapes, and the market agents and the exporters, they move the grapes. So those are the brands that consumers and the retailers would know. They wouldn't know SATI. I mean, SATI has interacted with the retailers, but not in a major way. It's only when they require help from us or we need information.
I can't help wondering why you're not allowed to promote yourself in your own market.
I think because we're not about, well, first of all, we haven't been about domestic market. When we were doing promotions in the UK and Europe, it was very much, we've promoted ourselves by adverts. So you would be able to see adverts of SATI, South African table grape industry, in Germany and in UK and that. But you don't see it here because it's not been part of our mandate. So our farmers haven't asked us to do that.
Don't you think the mandate should be changed?
I would like to think so. For the last 2 years, we've put towards our board the idea of looking at local market. We've developed a Gary the Grape app for Androids and for iPhones and iPads. That was launched this year in Asia Fruit Logistica. But the idea that we've put to our board is that we use that app in our local stores and that we promote the eating of grapes to the children. Because, the children get a lot about sweets and that, they walk down, what do they call them, the sin aisles or something. Yeah. I would like to see Gary the Grape there. My argument has always been, especially in fruit, that in fact, to any agricultural product, this market is a global market to another producer in another country. And he looks on this market and he says, well, why can't I go to that market? And if we don't promote our own fruit in our market, then we're going to find ourselves competing with a Peruvian table grape. Yeah. At some stage. It will happen.
Let's finish off on this point. Are we capable of growing our market in South Africa in the table grape industry? Do we have the capacity to be able to grow, and can we grow, and are there other countries do you think that we could be dealing with, especially China, of course, which would be an enormous sale?
I think that if we can grow our markets, I think that you would see, we've already had some increase in production in this past year, and we're expecting some more new plantings to come online. So we are certainly growing our output. I think that we have a big opportunity in our local market. I don't think we've taken that opportunity up yet, and I'd like to see that we do that in the next couple of years. But I still don't think that we are taking enough opportunity of all of the markets that are in fact open to us other than UK and Europe. And I still think that we take the easy road to Europe because that's what we know. I don't think we have made a real effort in understanding Asia, the Far East, because these are huge markets. And we have access to them through, we just have to apply. They're members of WTO. Everyone thinks, oh, it's only the markets because they've got special protocols. No, write to DAF and try.
Again, marketing.
Marketing.
It gets back to it every which way you want to move with your organisation. It must be a marketing organisation fundamentally.
I think that, we should at least be promoting the market access. We have export companies who want to do their own marketing, and I think that is where there may be a bit of conflict arising.